Hi friends, good morning. Welcome back to our channel Civil Stuff by Wahid. If you are watching my video for the first time, please do subscribe for more videos. Okay, today I am going to start a new topic, that is reinforced concrete structures. Reinforced concrete structures, which is very important subject when we consider as civil engineering aspect point of view, because our whole civil structures is a RCC framed structures. Okay, means completely our civil engineering depends upon this subject only, which is very important to learn and which is very much important in your competitive exams. If you are going for any ESET entrance, this will be carrying around 15 marks, and any other job oriented, like for diploma holders you will be having different job profiles like SSC JE, Staff Selection Commission, Junior Engineer, next Assistant Engineer from various local PWDs, that is Public Work Departments like R&B, Irrigation. Okay, next Deputy Surveyor. All these are some of the jobs where a diploma engineer, a diploma holder is eligible. For those, this subject is very important. Okay, so here I will teach you almost with pen and paper only, because for a theoretical subject I will trying to choose PPTs, but for problematic subject mostly I will be going with paper and pen only. Okay, so before going to main subject, reinforced concrete structure, first of all, if you get remember of those building materials what you have learned, what do you mean by a cement, what do you mean by a mortar, what do you mean by a concrete, like that, right? So what is the difference between concrete structure and reinforced concrete structure, we'll see now. Now if I take reinforced concrete structure and concrete structure, first I will define what is a concrete. First of all, okay, concrete has been considered as a universal material. Universal material. Okay, universal building material because of its high compressive strength. High compressive strength, we consider this as what? Universal material. Okay, and it can be made into any shape whichever with the structure is possible. Okay, and it is resistance to fire. Resistance to fire and corrosion. I am talking about only concrete, right? Okay. Now, what is this reinforced concrete structure? As I said you, concrete is having high compressive strength, means it indicates what? Low tensile strength. Low tensile strength. That is the condition of our concrete, right? Now, to strengthen this concrete, okay, to strengthen this concrete towards tensile strength also, towards tensile strength. Okay, steel is embedded. Steel is embedded or introduced in concrete. For what purpose? To increase its tensile resistance or tensile strength. That is the purpose we have gone for the introduction of this one. Okay. Now, thus after introducing this one, the concrete has become as reinforced concrete. Now, any structure which is constructed with reinforced concrete is nothing but reinforced concrete structures, RCS. Okay. Some of the best RCC are buildings, bridges, okay, next water tanks, dams, etc. All wherever the structure it is there, it is a possibility of having development of tensile strength. In those conditions we will be using RCC structures only. Okay, right? Now this is regarding the introduction part. Now, what actually concrete is? It is a how many ingredients are there in a concrete? Ingredients of concrete. So cement, aggregates and water. This aggregate will be coarse aggregate, fine aggregate. Don't get confused, I am spelling it out, even I am writing in a short. Coarse aggregate and fine aggregate. Okay, this is regarding the ingredients of concrete. Now it is very important to study about these ingredients in depth, and what extra ingredient you are getting in this one along with these ingredients of concrete plus steel as a reinforcement. Steel as a reinforcement, right? Now first of all we'll take about cement. Okay, if I take about cement, what is it? Is a binding material. I won't go much depth because you already studied the manufacturing process of the cement, dry process, wet process. You already studied in your building materials. Okay, just I am writing for our subject knowledge. I am going this much. Okay, now it is a binding material. How it is obtained? By burning. Okay, calcareous means calcium, lime, like that. What are the ingredients you can know? Lime, silica, alumina, magnesia, iron oxide. All these are the some of the materials of the cement, right? And argillaceous, lime, alumina, like. Okay, or they are burnt together to high temperature. What is the temperature? Can you know? Do you know? 1400 to 1600 degrees Celsius temperature they have maintained. Okay, so because of this one, after this burning, clinkers are formed. Clinkers means balls. Okay, here some compounds will be developed, that is called as Bogues compounds. Okay, so this much is enough regarding the cement. Now what are the different types of grades of cements? In general, we have to learn about OPC as per IS 456 2000. Okay, right? OPC means ordinary Portland cement. Ordinary Portland cement. In that you will be having 33 grade, 43 grade, 53 grade. Okay, which will be finer? Higher the grade value, more will be finer. This will be more finer than 43 grade, and this will be more finer than 33 grade, right? Means less finer will be this one and more finer will be. As the grade increases, the fineness. What is the main purpose? Fineness increases means specific surface area will be increased. Okay, if I take 1 gram, a pinch of cement, it can spread it maximum area, that is specific surface. Okay, means if I spread 1 gram of this one, something it will be spreading like this. If I spread this one, it will be somewhat like this. If I spread same 1 gram, because it is more finer, it will be occupying more place like that. Okay, higher the specific surface area, more will be the strength of the cement structure. Like that, you will have to have some codes. Now here for this, the code is IS 269, which deals about the OPC 33 grade cement. Okay, and IS 8112 for 43 grade cement, and IS 12269. No need to go through these codes, but it is up to for our knowledge we are using. Now coming to this one, ordinary Portland cement 33 grade will be preferred for all general concreting works. All general concreting works will be preferring this 33 grade cement. And if I am going for any multi-storied building, we will be using multi-story structures. Means this is the minimum, like that. Okay. Next, 53 grade will be preferring in bridges or any pre-stressed concrete structures. What is this pre-stressed? It is a type of construction where tension will be developed, post-tensioned or pre-tensioned, like this you will be having. Next, pre-stressed concrete works means, suppose if I take our electrical poles, like that, all these are precast, pre-stressed members, like that. Okay, and nowadays no one is going for general slab, they are going for already pre-tensioned or post-tensioned. What is the difference? Means before laying the concrete itself, they will be developing the tension and they will be pouring the concrete, that is pre-tensioned. Okay, after pouring the concrete, they will be developing the tension, that is a post-tension. Means how they will be developing means, while doing the form work, while laying the reinforcement, they will be providing the tendon bars. What is the tendon bars? Means those are the combination of bars, bundle of bars clubbed together, twisted, and which forms a one tendon bar, that will be developing the tension, pre or post. Okay, and one more cement, if you remember, we use generally is Portland Pozzolana cement. Okay, Portland Pozzolana cement. Pozzolanas means some byproducts from the different industries. Like if I take steel industry, you will be having a byproduct of GGBS, ground granulated blast furnace slag. Okay, next if I go for NTPC, okay, you will be having fly ash. Like that, these byproducts are nothing but all called as a pozzolanas. Okay, this is as per IS 1489. Okay, this is for general building works. General building works, mass concretes and marine structures will be using this thing. Okay, this is regarding the Portland Pozzolana cements. Next, rapid hardening cement. Means earlier it will be getting hardened. This type of will be used for any road repair works. Okay, rapid hardening cement. Where you can see this rapid hardening cements, this is first we write code IS 8041, and this is for road works and any repair works. Because if I am going for any repair works of a road, it should be getting hardened very fastly, because we cannot stop the traffic too many days. It has to be finished within the day. That is the reason. Next one is what? Low heat Portland cement. Okay, what is this low heat Portland cement? Means heat of hydration should be very slow. Heat of hydration generation in the cement should be very slow, because it has to completely strengthen marine structures, right? It is to be used in a marine structures. Okay, so as per academic point of view, this you already studied what different types of cement, but this is very important as a civil engineering student, where what type of cement you are supposed to use in which area, like that. For that purpose I am telling you in detail. And competitive exams also, some question will be like that: what is the cement which is preferred in case of a this is not marine, mass concreting structures. This is mass concreting structures, means example dams, like that you will be using, right? So what type of cements are preferred in case of a mass concreting structures like dams? Then the options will be there: rapid hardening, low heat Portland cement, like that. You have to choose the appropriate. For that purpose I am explaining you in detail. Next, see here, and I am not explaining you completely, just I am giving you important types of cements only as per IS 456. Hydrophobic. Hydro means what? The structure which is purely dealing with the water. That is nothing but a hydrophobic, right? This is as per IS 8043. And what are the structures? You can see swimming pools, okay, and floors of a food processing areas, floors of food processing units. Okay, and I am saying you that I am preferring Dhirendra Babu textbook for these basics, which is very good, from Falcon Publishers. Okay, next, super sulfated cements. Super sulfated cement. This is as per 6909. Okay, used for marine structures and construction of sewers. Construction of sewers. All these are the different types of cements, right? Next, this is all about the cement and types of cements which are used for what type of purpose as per IS 456 2000. Next we will go for aggregates. Now in a complete concrete volume, 75% of the volume is occupied by aggregates itself. 75% of volume is occupied by what? Aggregates itself. Okay, now, so as the percentage of is more by the aggregates, the structural behavior is influenced by what? Aggregates only. Okay, How to choose the aggregates which are using in a concrete means mainly you should consider it should be durable, next it should be strong, hard, okay, and it should be used as a well graded. Mainly grading also important. Grain size distribution, generally there is one topic, okay, that is very important, okay, and okay. Now as I said you earlier while talking about the ingredients of a concrete, I have written cement, aggregates and water. Now what is this aggregate? It is combination of what? Coarse aggregate, okay, next one is what? Fine aggregate. Coarse aggregate and fine aggregate, okay. What is this coarse aggregate or fine aggregate? Okay, aggregates whose particle sizes are greater than 4.75 mm. Particles whose size is greater than 4.75 mm is considered as a coarse aggregate, and okay, 0.075 mm, which is also called as a 75 microns to 4.75 mm is considered as what? Fine aggregates, okay. Now examples, what technical, these are the technical words. What in general all public who is a non-technical also will prefer is called as sand, okay. And here coarse aggregate is nothing but generally a crushed crushed rock and gravel, okay. Now before using these aggregates, coarse and aggregate and fine aggregate, one should ensure the various properties like specific gravity, okay, its strength, toughness, hardness, all these are the various tests you can conduct, okay. Next soundness and particle size distribution. As I said you, particle size distribution, that is for grading purpose. Particle size distribution and grading, all these can be checked from as per IS code, that is IS 383 1979. 383 1979 is the code where you can test this, and you can calculate from which zone. Generally if you go for a fine aggregate, you will be having a zones depending upon the fineness, zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, like that you will be having. So for that purpose you should know all these tests, okay. Next we'll talk about the water. Okay, here water is the main ingredient because the process of hydration of cement depends upon the water itself, okay. And curing also will be doing with what? Water only, okay. Curing is a main purpose. Now while for getting binding, for the cement to be acting as a lubricant, you are using water, and after construction, after getting final settlement of the cement concrete, you are using again what? Water, okay. So water which we are using, which is an ingredient, which is very important ingredient, okay, it should be clean and free from impurities, and clean and free from injurious amount of oils, injurious amounts of oils, okay, acids, salts, etc. Still more are there, okay. Now why we are preferring means, if any of the amounts which are there, it will be problematic to our hydration process, okay, because some again chemical reaction will be going on, because we have added argillaceous, calcareous, siliceous materials. When these impurities or injurious amounts of some acids or salts what we are using, some organic matter what we are having in the water, when react with this, it will be very problematic to the concrete and even steel also, okay. So for that reason we prefer drinking water. For drinking water is best for mixing of concrete, okay. And generally the water which is preferring for while mixing or curing, it should have a value of pH value of water should not be less than 6, and the physical and chemical test of the water should be done as per IS 3025. What is this? For physical and chemical test of water, physical and chemical test of water should be done, okay. Now this is regarding the ingredients, basic ingredients. Next we'll talk about some important thing, that is admixtures. What are these admixtures again? These are admixtures which are nowadays, not only nowadays, added to the concrete before or during the mixing. What is the main reason? That is to modify or increase the property or decrease some modifications, whether it may be incremental or decremental, some modifications to be done to the concrete, okay, either in the freshened state or hardened state. Those are nothing but called as a admixtures, okay. We'll see now what are these admixtures. Admixtures, this is very important topic. Okay, now first admixture what we can use is accelerating. First one is accelerating. What is accelerate means? You have to fasten it. Suppose if you take a bike, you will be giving accelerating. Higher the accelerator you will give, more speed the vehicle will be moving. Here also accelerating is the same like admixture. Accelerating means it has to speed up, that is increase the rate of early strength development. Early strength development, increasing the rate of early strength development, okay. What purpose we will be using means, that is by getting the early strength development, increasing the rate of early strength development, we can remove the formwork early. We can remove the formwork early, okay. And some early process will be happened, okay. So construction speed up will be gone, because if it's gaining early strength, we'll go for further works like that, okay. Now some of the common accelerators are calcium chloride, okay, flow silicates, okay, and tritilamine. All these are some of the common. Nowadays if you go for any cement like Ultratech cement, right, so Ultratech solutions are there. What are these Ultratech solutions? you will be having solution for every problem there. Means suppose if you want to gain early strength, you can go. If you want to go for lateral strength, you can go for some different types of ingredients. Okay, next any grouting materials are there. Everything is nowadays available with the Ultratech cements. Okay, maybe other cements also there, but I have seen personally some of the solutions which are preferred, which are developed by Ultratech solutions. Okay, next one is what? Retarding admixtures. Retarding what? Slow down. It is slow down completely. That is, these are the ingredients added to decrease the rate of setting of cement. Generally, rate of setting of cement it will be reduced in case of hot weathering conditions like Rajasthan, where hot temperature will be there, heavy hot temperatures will be there. In those situations, if I'm not using these retarding admixtures, suddenly the complete concrete will be, fresh concrete will be getting dried up. If it is completely dried up initially before setting, what happens? Cracks will be developed, no proper hydration of heat of hydration process will be done, because completely water is not there. Water, as I said, water is the main ingredient to be used for what? For its hydration process. In hot weather conditions, when completely water is got evaporated, then where is the process of heat of hydration? Okay, so for that reason, you are supposed to use a retarding admixtures where slow down the rate of setting of cement, which is useful in what conditions? Hot weather conditions. Hot weather concreting conditions where you are supposed to prefer. Okay, now common types of retards are starch. What do you mean by starch? When you cook, when our mother will be cooking the rice, right, after some boiling condition, she will be doing like this, right? Okay, that is nothing but a starch. Okay, in Hindi it will be saying as pinch, in Telugu it is called as a ganji. Okay, that is a starch, sticky nature. This starch nowadays you are available in powders also, where our dhobi washermen will also be using for our shirts, like that. Okay, that is a starch. Okay, and some cellulose products, some sticky nature should be there. Okay, starch, cellulose natures, some sugar, not directly sugar, some sugar content. Okay, next hydroxyl, carboxyl acids. Hydroxyl, carboxylic acids can be used. Okay, next water reducing agents. Water reducing or plasticizing. So water reducing or plasticizing admixtures. Now what purpose we'll be using? This one is mainly to increase the workability. What do you mean by workability? A person who is mixing the concrete on the ground, he should feel freely to mix it and freely to get into that basket and take it, and freely it has to be thrown. While throwing, it has not to stick anything to the basket. That is nothing but workability. As per definition, it is the ease with which we can mix, okay, transport, place and compact. That is the workability definition. So for that, for easiness, an illiterate person, what he do is he will be adding some water. Whenever you are adding water to this concrete mixture, it will be easy to work, but at the same time, as more water is going on increasing in the concrete mixture than it is required, what happens in those situations? It starts losing its strength. Now our aim is the concrete mixture should be such that it is easy to work, and at the same time the strength should not be loosed. That is our aim. For that purpose, water reducing agents, water reducing or plasticizer mixtures are used. That is to increase the workability for given water cement ratio. And the basic ingredients of water reducing agents are, what are those? Lignosulfide solutions, lignosulfonate salts, or polyhydroxy compounds. Polyhydroxy compounds are some of the ingredients you will be using. Next one is what? Air entraining. Admixtures. Air entraining admixtures. So what they will be used to incorporate air in the form of a minute bubbles in concrete. These are used to incorporate or incorporate air in the form of a bubble, minute bubbles in concrete. What is the main purpose? Means to increase the workability, and resistance to freezing and thawing. What is this freezing and thawing? Some areas will be there where it will be getting ice, and again it will be getting normal condition. Freezing means getting condensed, very solid one. Later on, thawing means what? Some temperature reduction will leads to flow of that ice as a water. So this alternative changes will leads to deteriorate the concrete structure. For that purpose, it has to provide some resistance towards that one. Means it has to provide some. So to increase the workability and to develop the resistance towards the freezing and thawing, what are the common air entraining agents are? Animal and vegetable oils. Natural wood resins, etc. Alkali salts. All these are sulfonated organic compounds. All these are some of the materials we'll be using, right? Next, we'll see now important properties of concrete. Important properties of concrete. First one is what? Compressive strength, which is also called as what? Grade of concrete. Compressive strength or grade of concrete. Now first is this compressive strength. Compressive strength of concrete is the characteristic compressive strength of concrete. This definition is very important. Is the characteristic compressive strength of concrete which is denoted by FCK, okay, of 150 mm concrete cube at the age of 28 days in Newton per mm square. At the age of 28 days in Newton per mm square. Okay. Means the characteristic compressive strength defined as the strength below which not more than 5% of the test results are expected to fall. What this indicates? As per IS 456, the characteristic compressive strength is the strength characteristic compressive strength is the strength below which not more than 5% of test results are expected to fall. Not more than 5% of test results are expected to fall. What this indicates? Suppose if I take 100 cubes, I cast. See, you are not supposed to use the word casting, okay? It should be a cast only. Even though if you cast already constructed cubes made, or you are going to made, okay, already doing, whatever it may be, okay, you are supposed to always prefer cast, okay? If I cast 100 cubes, in that you should get 95% qualified. Means whatever the strength you are expecting, that you are supposed to get 95% of the test results are expected to pass. Only 5% of the test results are expected to fail. Means 5 cubes may fail, not more than 5 cubes should fail. 100 cubes I have made, I have cast 100 cubes. In that, the characteristic compressive strength is strength below which not more than 5% of the test results are expected to fall. Means if I cast 100 cubes, in that only 5 cubes should fail, not more than 5 cubes should not fail, okay? That average of those 95% cubes is the characteristic compressive strength, which is denoted by FCK, okay, and it is in Newton per mm square. And this is also called as a grade of concrete, okay? Now this grade of concrete vary from, as per IS 456-2000, grade of concrete. Now from the time I am telling you IS 456-2000, IS 456, what is this IS 456-2000? Means this is the reinforced cement concrete structure code which is used for all the design purpose. You can get the design aids from those things, you can get some principles, you can get some values, okay? You will be having some annexures how to solve the problem, as not only solve, how to design the structures, right? So here the design of concrete, generally the grade of concrete will be varying from 15 to 80 Newton per mm square. 15 to 80 Newton per mm square. Now what this 10, as per IS 456, M10 to M20. What is this M again? M means mix. M means what? Mix. 10 means what? It's characteristic compressive strength of concrete after 28 days of curing. of 150 by 150 by 150 size cube in Newton per mm square. Means you have cast the cube 150 by 150 by 150 cubes and you have cubed for 28 days, and after that you have been tested, and the average strength value you got is that this one. Okay, so here as per IS 456 2000, M10 to M20 it is preferred as what? Ordinary concrete. Now what is the M10 means? M10, M15, M20, all these are ordinary concretes. Next M25, M30, M35, M40, M45, M50, M55, all these are called standard concrete. What is this called as what? Standard concrete. Next, what is this? M60, M65, okay, M70, M75, M80, all these are called as what? High strength concretes. High strength concretes. See, nowadays it is more strength concretes are developing. Now all these are what? Designations, concrete designation. Now what is the FCK value for M20? As I said you, 20 Newton per mm square. Like that M50, 50 Newton per mm square. Okay, this is as per limit state method. Okay, and further the remaining important properties will discuss in the next session. Thank you for watching my video. Please do subscribe for more videos.